one-day release. Demon sub tries not to crease. And Beanwise keep it nice and warm, in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time.
Good evening, everybody. Ooh,
Well,
yeah.
the
Whoever-
one person in chat that's here
That's
anyway.
you. Yeah, welcome to another
Where
live
is
stream.
everyone?
I don't know.
They're all busy doing other things, aren't
Well,
they?
unless I have done something with the stream wrong with the stream setup. We appear to be live on YouTube, so I don't know what happened there. Let me just silence your echo so that we don't.
Apparently, there's 3 watching now.
Okay, well, that's
So what's
okay.
that? Me,
Hello.
you, somebody else.
Hello, wherever you are. What? Get in the chat. Let us know you're here.
What happened? This
This is very
a
unprecedented
fucking,
for one of our
this
streams.
is off. This is off piste for us because
Yeah.
every other time chat's already stripped away off screen and everybody's having a chat and a chinwag amongst themselves, and then this week there's me and Paul chatting into the void.
There must be something going on.
I'll tell you what it is. YouTube didn't like us in the algorithm for Slate and GW last week.
That's what it is. We've been buried.
I have also just received a WhatsApp message from my other half saying she's commented, but she can't see it because chat is broken.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
This is mildly
that would
awkward.
just let shit. To be fair, in my YouTube console, chat is not producing anything. I don't want to shut the console and
Let
kill
me
the
see
stream. I
Let
don't
me see if
see
that
a
comes through.
refresh.
That's come through.
Ah,
Sam's tried twice, apparently.
I've got Sam displayed here. Okay, that's interesting.
Technical difficulties early on tonight, boys and girls.
Okay.
Please bear with us.
This is a new one. Hello. Right. Okay.
There we go. We've got spam in chat.
Right. Hello. Right. That still doesn't explain where everybody else is. Still, never mind. Let's crack on with the show. Like I say, everybody must have found something different to do today. Right. I've just had a bit of a whoopsident here. Just need to clear
A
this
whoop, a
spillage up.
whoopsident. What's a whoopsident in English?
I have spilled my pouch of tobacco on the floor here, and I'm not going to stand on it for the next 2 hours. So just bear with me while I pick it all up. Yeah, that's a mess.
We are now playing 52 card pickup, boys and girls, just with tobacco instead.
Yes, great. Oh, today's really.
Oh, there we go. Cheese Me's here. Where is the ring? Hola, technical difficulties already. Evening, Cheese Me. Yes, we were having technical difficulties. Yes, Spam has still not got a ring.
Okay, so presumably Cheese Me had problems commenting also. That's fine. We are back. Oh god. Right, I'm gonna have to sort this out later. What an absolute nightmare.
3, 2, 1, you're back in the room.
Right, okay. Let's get on with the show, because this is chaotic. Yeah, good evening everybody. We hope everybody had a good week of gaming, stroke hobby, stroke whatever. Obviously the chat shout out we can skip because you're watching it live. Yeah. If you got any hobby that you're getting on with, put it in the chat. Or if you're watching along later, Ewok. Oh my god. No, mate. It's a car crash, but no taxidermy. Yeah, if you're doing any hobby tonight over the next couple of hours, or if you're doing it later while you're doing us on catch up, that doesn't really sound very good, does it?
You dirty, dirty, dirty.
So
old man.
watching us on catch up, yeah, just put it in the comments under the YouTube vid. So over the next couple of hours, we'll follow our normal routine. David and I will tell you what we're going to be working on over the next hour or two. We'll have our discussion about what we did at Gaming Club on Monday night, and then we will share a bit of news and bullshit. Then come around 9 o'clock, we will... Oh, fucking hell. It's my turn for the Salt Fest tonight. But there shouldn't be much in the main topic. So from 9 o'clock, David and I are basically going to share some of our experiences with running Whole Beach Tabletop Titans Gaming Club, which I set up fuck knows how many years ago now.
It's over 10, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's what it is. There will be a slideshow. So all of those, with the sort of like the student-minded aesthetic can feel free to take notes and be really swotty. But yeah, we thought we'd... I love the way that I love the way that Ewok is determined to get his smutty double entendre joke through YouTube's algorithm, even if it means posting it a word at a time. That sort of dedication to juvenility has to be admired. That's fucking amazing. Stuffing her badger. Who'd have thought it? YouTube's getting quick. It's AI, you see. AI's getting really good at spotting sort of juvenile double entendre, obviously. Fucking brilliant. So yeah, do you want to go first, mate?
I mean, I can do, but it's going to be a very fucking brief.
To be fair, as brief as mine. But let's do it.
Right, come on down. You're going handheld for a bit, boys.
Oh my
and girls.
god, travel sickness.
So I apologise for the travel sickness in advance.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why is your phone not loading? There you go.
Am I live on the internet? I am live.
You're live. That's a fucking bugger.
Boys and girls. we have a game
Oh yeah.
called Torch and Shield that I've been on about for a while. Painting competition this month is Darkness Descends. So we're going to build a list for dwarves
I think
in
Ewok's
Torch and
talking to
Shield, and we're
me.
going to paint these up for a painting competition. So handy dandly, boys and girls, I have a set called the Defenders of Loch Badar 2 from the lovely guys over at Artisan Guild. All with modular weapons, all with modular shields. So we're going to build a Defenders of Loch Badar Iron Thane list. So we're going to add some
Okay.
glaives in. We're going to put some axes and warhammers in, some fucking shields. We're gonna do the unstereotypical dwarven thing as well, and we're going to take some male dwarves and some female dwarves because we can. And we're gonna have a ruddy good time of doing it, boys and girls. So that's
these are not miniatures. So does the Torch and Shield game have official miniature range? Is this
Torch and Shield does have some official miniatures.
Right.
Pop them up there or from old Reddit. And whilst they are nice, they're just not my bag.
Okay.
They're just not my bag. The bases are a bit thick, and they're just little short humanoids. They don't look really dwarfy to me.
Really generic.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's what we're doing first. So we're going to prep some files. So you're going to hear me swear at a 3D printer in a bit. And then after that, if we get some time, let me just rotate you around and make you all motion sick. We just might put some more paint on some miniatures that are taking a little bit longer to paint than I thought they would.
Just so everybody's clear, you're doing that for the painting event this month, aren't you? When Darkness Descends.
When Darkness Descends.
Yep. Cool.
Because it quite ironically, it has rules for darkness in the game, and you descend into the tombs and the caverns underneath. To
be fair, it's a really inspired choice for the painting event at Club this month. Really inspired. What am I going to be doing? Well, probably very little, but if I do manage to get my arse into gear, again, I am also working on the Darkness Descends theme for the club painting event. Anybody recognise this before I spoil it? Are we going to get some clever bugger in the chat? Spot which model this is?
I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is.
You know, you're not allowed.
I am allowed if nobody gets it at home.
Probably helps if I keep it in shot. Give people
Should we give everybody at home a little hint? He's Greek.
Do you know what? Cheese Me's very close. Not that game by Monolith, mate. This is Mythic Battles Pantheon. This is Hades from that game. And obviously, I'm hoping it should be fairly obvious that he is the painting competition entry for myself. When Darkness Descends, what better subject or topic than the god of the undead or the underworld himself? Hades. When Darkness Descends, it's probably at his behest. So I managed to get the base texture glued down. Next step is as soon as the PVA goes off, which it's close, we're going to crack out the airbrush, whack down a prime. Now David's challenged me to try and do the skin tones mostly with airbrushing. So I'm going to have a go. I think because these models are basically naked, there's a lot of skin on them, and the muscle definition is berserk. I mean, I don't know where this guy developed these fucking abs and how many layers of abs on abs on abs he's got going around to his fucking laterals, is it? The ones that hold your shoulder blades in place. But I don't know as I'm going to be able to highlight those individually, and I think I might end up sort of like blasting it out even on a low pressure. But do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. If it fails, we just crack out the brush and we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We can but try. The rest of it
That's
should be
exact-
relatively easy.
Is that correct? 100 gold crowns? Yeah, there we go.
So the only other thing is, David was saying,
Actually,
we were
definitely.
talking about skin tones last night, and David was basically saying just go with the like classic Mediterranean skin tone, sort of like reddish rose, reddish
Brown rose, beige red.
Caucasian. But actually, in a lot of the artwork and the official paint job, this guy's got a greyish hue to him. Again, leaning into the Lord of the Undead, I think. What do you think, guys? Just a classic Central Mediterranean Caucasian, or should we go fucking weird fantasy blue-grey Caucasian and try
10
something
minutes to wait.
exotic? What do you think? You've got the time it takes me to finish my pipe to decide. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on after I've had my pipe tonight, because I've been busy preparing slides and not had time to have one since I got home from work. So there you go. Whoa,
Nothing
hand in
like
shot.
leaving it till the 11th hour.
Well, I forgot to take my notes to work, otherwise I'd have done it over lunch. No! Fuck off. Will this Santa thing never die? I suppose, to be fair, you get all sorts of shit about Assassin's Creed and wedding rings. I suppose I've just got to fucking do the Santa thing every week.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be working on, guys. Let's talk about club night. Yeah, Russian uniform,
did you
Iraqi
do?
sand. That's Ewok's job.
Actually, can I
Oh.
do a confession? Because I do apologize.
Well, it depends, mate.
I do apologize for Ewok for last week.
Oh, Ewok.
Focus in and come down to my desk cam.
What did you do?
I used Russian form and didn't announce to chat that I was using Russian uniform.
That's true.
So here you go, boys and girls. Here's the Russian uniform combat
That's
guy.
it. You did, actually. I remember commenting at the end of the show, what the fuck? You used Russian uniform and didn't give Ewok a shout. That's rude.
So that's my confession. No, I haven't bought new games, Cheese Me, because I'm a man of my word.
Shut up.
Love you too, dickhead.
Shut up. Right, yeah.
Oh, fucking Ellie, what? You didn't need to stab me that hard.
Fucking hell. Oh, can anybody else smell burning? Fucking hell.
No, that you're just having a stroke, mate.
Right, I played. I'm gonna do a Ben. I'm out of shot, everybody. Buzz and Baz, the old Burrows and Bajere. The second edition. So this was game 3 of our campaign. And I played against Upworlder at the club on Monday. And I'm not having a great campaign, it has to be said. I am sort of getting my fucking ass kicked. Literally, this scenario was literally to rescue my leader of my warband, who got captured when I wandered off the table into the mists. So I literally had 3 models to Trevor's 6 or 7. But luckily, this scenario is ridiculous. Basically, imagine the lost models, which are in the center of the table, in a sort of ruin, and they're disabled until somebody gets into base contact with them, and then makes an interact action to wake them up. Then they follow you around, and you have to get them off the table. And your opponent can steal the leader of your warband and get them off the table. But if they do, the leader of your warband, or the model that you've lost, rather, joins the enemy warband, but only for 1 game, then comes to his, and then you can sort of like go up to him during that game and make him come to his senses, and he comes back to your warband. But I mean, again, Burrows and Badgers is absolutely loaded with these storytelling elements. It's crazy unbalanced, and it can be brutal in terms of look, but in terms of narrative, you can't beat it. Now, also, so obviously I'm outnumbered 2-1 by the enemy warband. Also, there's these standing stones that are spawning these mist ghasts. They spawn D6, I think it was, per turn. And these ghosts are absolutely insane. They basically get strong 3, which means whatever damage they roll, they get +3 on it. They get tough 6, which means whatever damage they take, they deduct 6 from it. Instead of their profile being a series of dice values, they always are assumed to roll the maximum value on any dice when you roll for them. So when you attack them, they roll the maximum block every time. When you shoot them, they roll the maximum dodge or nimble every time. These things are fucking insane. And if you get within 6 inches of them, they just hunt and kill you through terrain because they're ghosts. They're fucking brutal. And so luckily, but Trevor got a bit super aggressive and thought, I know what I can do. I can send my mole to tunnel under the board, come up next to Paul's leader, immediately take control of him and fuck off with him, winning the game like on turn 2. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So he did that, and basically his mole then became a massive ghost magnet, and he drew all of the fire off my guys. and it was like, oh, that hurt. To be fair, great game.
You say hurt, I say fucking hilarious.
To be fair, great game. Not a huge number of casualties. For those of you who don't know, I should have been showing you more pictures while I was yakking. For those of you who don't know, it's got like a very, very Mordheim style between battles exploration phase, where you go and it's Burrows and Badgers, Shakos, where you go out into the wilds and you have adventures and have encounters and then gain resources and money and weapons. It's essentially the closest thing that I've ever come across to Mordheim. It is the spiritual successor of Mordheim with fluffy animals. But in terms of the game structure, Ewok, most things in German transliterate to Poland and or invade. That I have a pigeon union bus for Badges Magic because it was cool. Poor time. Oh, very clever. Very clever, Ewok. Do like that. Yep, yep. I like what you did there. So that's what I got up to. What about you, mate?
I got up to some Armada. Did an intro game for Jamie. We played 4-way. So we had Alex with his Trident rounds. Oh my god. I fucking hate Trident rounds. Let's just get that out right now. Their extra movement shenanigans and bullshit is just fucking ridiculous. The faster they go, the less turny they are. Okay. Yay. Fucking absolutely brutal. I piloted my first fleet with sails, sir. You'll be happy to know. I took the Norse. So I borrowed Alex's Norse because Jamie borrowed my dwarves because Jamie has a dwarven hard on. And Ricky had pirate ships with some new pirate ships. So some new Empire of Dust boats that he wanted. So the War Galley and other bits and pieces.
Yeah, but explain why Ricky had to bring new ships.
We banned Ricky from bringing the fucking Dreadnought because that's just horrible, particularly for somebody's intro game.
No, Taros, none of it's been rigged. Well, except for the game. That was rigged.
Why was it rigged?
Well, because Ricky couldn't take his ship.
Ricky still fucking won. Ricky still fucking won. Just saying.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So really good game, quite fun. To
be fair, how did you get on with terrain? Because we did have the conversation about what is the right level of terrain for that game. So how did you get on with your table? I didn't get any photos of your table, to be fair.
It's on fucking Discord, you old man.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, that means I could show the PPs at home.
6x4 table, so we put 2 4x4 mats on top of one another. The only thing I will say, playing 4 players on a 6x4, there was a little bit of downtime between players' turns. Not that that was necessarily a bad thing with newer and less experienced players at the table. We went more with the Mantic tournament approach of not really a lot of terrain. That didn't really help the Fishmen, the Trident Realms fleet.
So Trident Realms likes. I'm just going to switch into Discord. So this is the table. So
it's not that Trident Realms likes more terrain,
right?
Because they would still run around and that kind of thing. What didn't help is the 3 humanist factions at the table went, we see squid people, we're going to just broadside them. And kill them all.
They're a very close in faction.
Yes, because the large squid boat that's there has a crew strength of 8. It's like, stay the fuck away from me. We had a lot of crossing the T-fire as well, mainly due to the fact that there was 4 players at the table, so we just kept backstabbing one another and crossing the T on each other.
There were a lot of models crowded on the table, but you did run a double-sized mat, didn't you? What did you run? 6x3?
6x4 because it's 4x4 mat base.
Oh, okay, 6x4.
Just the kill scenario. You've got a survivor boat left over that's your biggest boat, and you've got to keep it alive to score points with it at the end. And then if you kill opponents' boats, mediums are worth 1, large are worth 3, and XLs are worth 3. So again, Alex was a disadvantage because a lot of Alex's stuff is large and medium.
Okay.
The dwarves had only bought medium ships, so they were profiting. The Norse had a mix of medium, large, and small. So yeah, and then Ricky's was again similarly a mix everywhere.
And you did use some of the example layouts in the Mantic tournament guide to judge the terrain.
Yeah, well, we just put on sort of what we've what we've seen at club, etc. It wasn't necessarily following the guide. We had the islands, which are the bigger rocks there. Then the individual clump rocks are like the rock shoals that you don't get a chance to evade from, and that kind of thing. It's a really good game, and actually, the nicest thing with this is I've played one other game of Armada since I went to the tournament with Alex in March.
Yeah.
Versus his Trident Realms, Dwarves versus Trident Realms. Alex had Vietnam flashbacks because even though Alex is a sea faction and lives under the sea, those dwarves love setting fire to things, and the amount of crits that were rolled that night on Monday was fucking ridiculous. And the amount of times that the crit table rolled to like the high value D6 plus 4 damage and set your opponent on fire, that was fucking horrible, man. Absolutely fucking horrible. But it was a good game.
Yeah, I'll as I say that I think I was called it right with the terrain. That that looks about what 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd need to put so many games. We need to when we finished doing our let's play everything we haven't played, we need to go back and bed some in and revisit some old.
You know what we
favourites.
need to do? We should do. I know you've got your Salamander's fleet, and your Salamander's fleet's virtually done. But I'm itching for a second fleet because I've got everything, haven't I?
Yeah.
So we should do the escalation campaign mode.
Yeah.
And grow the fleet up through, because we haven't played any Armada in the campaign mode at all yet, ever.
Are they out of your supplement books, the campaign mode?
Yes, they are.
We need to do that, mate. We do need to do that. What am I going to do, though, for a second faction? Empire of Dust? Nobody else is doing them.
You've got Abyssals.
Oh, yeah.
Elves.
Abyssals was actually on the shortlist, wasn't it? Because they were one of the most recent ones to come out.
And they've only ever come out in 3D. They've never come out to resin.
Oh, that's fine. But I suppose you can print them for me, can't you?
Yeah, the 3D printing goes brr.
Okay. Maybe we should look at that.
Racist elves.
Maybe we should look at the. Maybe we should look at that. You know. Yeah, that's a good shout. Right.
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Right. I don't know if this was actually intended for news, but you sent me a couple of posts at lunchtime, and you said you were going to. One was like a spell wall.
Well, that certainly wasn't at lunchtime, mate. Look at the screenshot time on that fucker.
Well, whenever it was. So this was. What was this? Was this just? Oh, this is cool for Frostgrave.
This was, yes. We need to pick this up for Frostgrave.
Okay. You don't already own it. I thought you were a subscriber.
I unsubbed, didn't I? Because I was just getting too much and wasn't using it.
Regret.
And then this has arrived because similarly, there is a very beautiful just below it that you can only see the head of Frost Giant. Absolutely amazing, massive Frost Giant. Northern Alliance armies, anybody? Go look there.
And the other one you sent me, I assumed was for the news. This is like a fucking mega thing from Printable Scenery. Look at the fucking state of this.
This looks amazing.
So
I like the cut of this jib. So they've just released this. It's their Great Bridge.
And the new release is the bridge sections, is it? And the rest of it is what? Already existing STLs?
I guess so.
Right.
But yeah, I saw this and was like, oh, this is good.
These ship hulks are insanely good. Do they do these?
Yes, they do.
Right,
They're on
okay.
printable
Remind
scenery.
me at the end of show. I need to go and buy these to print because there's that Frostgrave scenario where you have a sunken
Yeah,
ship
hang the
on a
fuck on. I'm
frozen
gonna go.
river.
I'm gonna go check my library. But while I'm checking my library, boys and girls, yeah, really, really nice. The only downside I can see to these bridges is the fact that they're so elevated. They kind of need to go into a 3D table.
Yeah,
They're not
I mean the
easy
bridge
to.
itself is fine, but obviously, presumably, if it's got a roadway atop it and it goes through the towers,
Yeah,
you're gonna then need some sort of causeway or elevated position to take that down to table height. It's a bit
yeah,
niche and specialist. That's the problem. It's like I said to you when we were at it's a fucking trap I keep falling into every time I go shopping for terrain. I always fall in love with the massive centerpiece terrain features that are like 14 inches square, but often they're really impractical for table construction and they completely take the fucking table over.
yeah,
It's like my Mighty Fortress from Games Workshop is lovely, but it's one of my least used terrain kits because what the fucking hell do you do with it? You know, the only
yeah.
time I've ever really used it is town wall sections for the corner of a Mordheim map or something like that. You know, once you build it as a fortress, unless you're playing a siege game, it's just a pain in the ass. Um, um, that yeah, I, David's done me several of the printable scenery
Printable
bits,
scenery.
Ewok,
Yeah.
and they are amazing. Um, I've not. I must confess, I need to probably try printing one of my own. Because, as I say, I've really enjoyed my 3D printing, and all of their stuff is very FDM friendly, isn't it, mate?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's only a couple of bits that are not. The trees I've struggled with when I printed them for a guy in the past. Um, yes, I do not own the boat hulk, so go and buy away, sir.
Right, okay. I will probably have to do that. Right.
My
Okay,
coal's
everybody.
gone. Where the fuck's my liquid?
Um, ha-
Oh, I'd tell you one thing I didn't mention that should be in the news, but we'll do that when we get round to the end if we've got time for it.
okay, mate. Um,
It is ones and zeros, though, boys and girls.
oh, they've got a painting guide for the stone effect that's very good, Shakos says. Thanks for the tip.
Yes, they have. They've got. It's a really good guide for doing the Country and King stone walling.
Okay. This is my turn to fucking salt it up. Malifaux 4th edition is now live. They've relaunched the app. They've created. I tell you what, funnily enough, if you go back and watch our stream from a while ago, we were saying about the problem with digital games and all the stuff being in apps is what happens when the new stuff overwrites the old stuff. Obviously, Malifaux got round this by creating a new 4th edition app and leaving the old 3rd edition app up, which I think is pretty cool. And they do deserve credit for that. But now I'm going
Have
to
you
have a
just before you rant? Look at
right.
Cheese Me's dad joke.
What? Where were? I'd have thought that if David had married everybody.
No, I said Cheese Me's joke, not
God.
Ewoks.
Oh, cheese. Where?
Right at the bottom.
Tu Wong. Oh, God.
Carry on, sir.
Fucking hell. Right. So, I own a very expansive collection of Oni demon models for the 10 Thunders faction for Malifaux whatever edition for Malifaux. I bought them during 3rd edition, but they're all
Third
just as
edition,
valid for 4th edition.
or should be.
And I have the Asami Tanaka Master. I bought all the demons. I've literally got 2 models out of all of the things I bought that are still usable because they're 10 Thunders versatile, but they're not in keyword. For those of you who don't know, Malifaux is based around keywords. You build your warband around a keyword. If you want to go out of that keyword, you pay extra points for the models, unless they're versatile, in which case they can be treated like universal mercenaries. So I thought, what I'm going to do, my Asami collection is expansive. There's nothing else I need. I have everything. I will focus on Wong, because Wong was the master I bought into first back in 2nd edition. And all I ever really did was get a few weird models that were recommended by people on the internet as these work well with Wong. And I never focused on it getting a Wong collection. Okay. So I thought, I'll have a look and see what Wong has got in 4th edition. And here we go. We've got all of the models that have got the whiz-bang keyword listed here on the Malifaux, or the Weird website, which is brilliant. There are 2 versions of Wong. Wong the Wonderful, which is what I have. Well, I have the old version of him with his assistant, Olivia Bernard. And I also own the Lightning Bugs, which are his sort of minion models that come with him. So I thought, oh, well, I really need the henchman figure, Alphonse Leblanc. How can I get him? Well, it turns out I can get him. This is the 3rd edition box because the 4th one is still on pre-order, but the model selection is identical for the 4th edition. So basically what I get is, admittedly, a sculpt of Wong I don't have, but it's still Wong. Olivia Bernard, which I have, identical sculpt. 3 Lightning Bugs, which I own, identical sculpt. Oh, and Alphonse Leblanc. Can I get Alphonse separately, I hear you ask? No, Paul. No, you can't. Ah, but maybe I can go to the secondary market and try eBay. Yeah, no, you can't. Because Alphonse Leblanc...
But you're going to pay...
No, I can't. He's just not available. Because he's such a good model, nobody is getting rid of him. So, thank you, Weird. So what you're telling me, now, I have managed to find it. 42 quid, I think, is the cheapest I managed to find it here in the UK. Weird. So I can pay 42 quid for Alphonse Leblanc, can I? That's very generous of you. You fucking tools. So I thought, well, okay, that's a bit of a hiccup. Maybe I'll skip Alphonse Leblanc, even though he's my henchman and my most powerful model in my build. I'll go for some of the other unique, characters. Pigapult, very easy to get, 20 quid, don't own it, brilliant. Hoochdini and Hopscotch, 2 giant frog models that come in the same box, about 20 quid, don't own it, brilliant. Fluffernutter, so what's this Fluffernutter model then? Oh, Fluffernutter is a gremlin on a giant psychotic rabbit. Oh, right, how can I get this model then? Well, Paul, what you can do is buy a Bayou starter box from 3rd edition, which contains 4 models for 45 quid, and only one of them is Whizbang, which is Fluffernutter. Now, admittedly, the other models I think are all versatile, so I can run them in my crew. But as you guys know, I like going in theme. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Fluffernutter. It's an unusual name. Let's put it this way.
Can I just
So
interrupt
no,
here?
no.
Can I
Let me
just
finish.
no. The reason I want to interrupt is right. The lovely company that is TT Combat. These are spam and eggs, by the way, not mine. I need to build them for her. Ladies of the Night box for the guild. So this has got the Shadow Assassin in, the Witch, Blooded, and a Escort. These models, okay, this box is 25 quid. I only want the Witch. Well, I'll just buy a singly and pay a slight premium for it direct from TT.
Yeah.
Can you do that with your Malifaux stuff, Paul?
No. No. And to be fair, again, I am a reasonable man. To get, I think it was the paper demons. I can't remember. I think they're called Katashiro. So to buy the paper demons for Asami, I had to buy a box with this martial artist woman, a big ring of fire thing, neither of which I wanted, and then I got 2 Katashiros. I think they're called Katashiros. I apologise if I've got that wrong. But again, it was about 20 quid. It's like, I understand that sometimes you can't, you've got to limit your SKUs. You can't package necessarily everything singly. It becomes a logistical nightmare to market and distribute stuff. But 40 quid? 40 quid when I only want a single fucking miniature that I can't get anywhere else. You're taking the piss. And the thing is like, Fluffernutter, this box is a 3rd edition box that's out of stock everywhere. I don't even know how long this has been out of print. So what you're saying is, Fluffernutter's fine if I can get him. But I can't get him because he's been out of print forever. Now, they might be re-releasing this box for 4th edition or reformatting it. I don't know. But I'm not done yet. So, let's go back to the list. So, if I want... So, let's say, for example, I want to run my Wong model as the alternative Wong the Enchanter. And essentially, a model of Wong is a model of Wong. It doesn't matter. But he has a different card, different abilities, different cool stuff. Oh, but to do that, Wong has to... Now, totems are compulsory. The totem that comes with your master is not optional. I cannot leave these out of my list. Oh, so how do I get Wong the Enchanter? Well, Wong the Enchanter comes in this box with 2 other master alternates. Backup Assistant and Professor von Stuck. Okay, I don't want either of them, but where's my flying pigs? Ah, I'm glad you asked where your flying pigs are that you need to play this model, because they're in this box with Meris Lacroix, who's infamous, and that doesn't have the whiz-bang keyword. Okay, so basically I've got to buy this box. Oh, look, it's $40. And I already own Meris. So you're telling me I've got to buy this box again with another copy of Meris, who didn't come with these when I bought her, to get 3 flying pigs so that I can play my alternate Wong. Yeah. At this point, I'm starting to get fucking annoyed. Whoops. Yeah, that's the best thing that could happen to that. So, yeah.
Cheeseme's kind of hit the nail on the head. It does sound like they're going to be reboxing a lot of stuff for 4th edition.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Cheeseme.
You've also run out of salt, sir. You need more salt. You need more
I turned it
seasoning.
off because I thought people would get sick of it in the end. But yeah, Uh,
It's not
I
very
am
often
not
we
happy
hear you
about
go
this
on.
at all. I am
It's
not
not very
happy about
often we
this.
hear you go on a rant.
No. I mean, it's like I've said, I get it that they do not want to do individual blisters for each of these characters. There has to be, I mean, again, the Meris Lacroix piglet thing is fine. You know, that's the kind of thing where I'd be like, fuck it, I end up with a spare Meris Lacroix, I'll put the fucking sprue on eBay and sell it for a $5 or whatever. I don't care. I already have it. But it's the way that it was just obstacle, obstacle, obstacle. I've got to spend 40 quid to get Alphonse and then dispose of all the fucking Wong stuff I don't want. If I want the alternate, even if I don't want to buy the alternate Wong model and just try the alternate rules with my existing model, I've then got to buy the Meris and the piglets. And the Fluffernutter I can't get. I mean, essentially as well, the upshot of it is to build a 50 soulstone list and stay in keyword, I either have to have a shitload of minions or use a load of versatiles. And this is not what I wanted to do. So I haven't decided whether I'm just going to fucking leave it and not bother with anything else. I mean, I see what everybody's saying about hold on, they're going to rebox for 4th edition. The thing is, the Wong starter has already been reboxed and it's the same as the 3rd. I suspect the only thing that I think you might be right on is that Fluffernutter might be pulled out of that box of versatiles and he may be mixed in with another whiz-bang. You may find Fluffernutter and the piglets or something are put together so that you don't have to buy Meris, which is fine. It's just so fucking frustrating. I hate it when companies do this, because I really do want to collect Wong properly, but I'm wondering whether it's worth the money. Because I was, what do you tell me what you think in the comments below? Should I just not bother with it? Should I collect a completely different master? Is it wrong to spend the money and encourage them? Or am I being fucking unreasonable? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. We've only got 10 minutes left. Only got one other thing to share that's not a rant about weird miniatures. Mordy and Glory is a bit of a 40k based channel, so I don't often watch a lot of his stuff. It's like 40k battle reports and tournament reports. He plays Imperial Guard, I think, or Astra Militarum in the tournament scene for 40k. Full-time YouTuber, I think. But this video is pretty good. Basically, it's an hour long. Why are Games Workshop fucking up all of their games? There's a lot in here that I can agree with. He makes an observation that actually it's because the issue with their games, it's like he said, in his personal experience, the only game that is doing well in his friend group is Old World. And it's not doing well because it's balanced. It's not doing well because it's easy. It's doing well because it feels flavoursome and engaging and immersive, and even the games where you get tabled are fun. And I think it's a strong argument, to be honest. I just do not like Games Workshop games anymore. It's a shame. The rule systems blow. And they just don't feel engaging, and he goes on to a great thing about explaining how railguns work in Conflict 47 and how flavoursome that would be if it was on tower weapons. But yeah, as I say, quite like this video. It's a good watch. It's a long watch at an hour, but he's a nice guy. He tries not to. He doesn't pick fights with people. He's very reasonable. Always tries to take the middle path. But as I say, his content is a little bit too generally fucking GW for me. But he does do some fantastic bolt action tournament content though. So again, his channel's branching out. So yeah, what his bolt action stuff is really good. So yeah, that's it, mate. Unless you've got anything else, you wanted to drop one in at the end, didn't you?
My mini factory.
But yeah, exactly.
My mini factory. The STLs for Epic are up today. I didn't realise it was only the first core for all factions they were doing, so I'm not allowed to get STLs for my GCPS at the moment.
Oh dear.
Which is annoying.
Oh dear. Oops.
That's the news.
That's a very subdued. That's the news.
I want to play with my ones and zeros, and my 3D printer goes brr, but apparently I'm not allowed to.
Oh my god, cheese me! You still don't have yours? Is this a? Just remind me, mate. Where are you? Holland or Denmark? Where are you? You're Europe somewhere, aren't you?
Genuinely, cheese me, you may be better off changing the delivery address to mine and Paul's and taking the weekend road trip.
Yeah, we'll mail it on.
No,
What?
don't mail
So
it.
is
That's
that
where it's gone
is that
wrong.
a problem that everybody in your neck of the woods is sharing? Or is it just you somehow shit's gone south for you? That's a bit brutal, man. Feel for you there. That's shit. Right. I think we're 5 minutes. Look at that. It's like we're professionals. Fucking.
We know how to
He
keep
bets
a
he's
tight
one of the
schedule on this shit.
unlucky few. That's gotta suck, dude. That's gotta absolutely suck. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't be anxious. You'll get your shit eventually. It's like
I was going to say, Mantic support are so good, I broke a miniature by having my child sit on it, and they sent me a replacement. I was going to buy
He probably would actually.
it,
Yeah,
but
fucking
they just
pop
sent
round
it
your
to me.
house. Yeah. Talking of Epic Warpath, that's what are we going to do? Is that a next year thing?
I think it's got to be, mate.
We're running out of year, aren't we?
Is. Well, we don't know what the status is with you and work at the moment, do we?
No, not really.
Fully. We're doing Saga in November.
Yeah, we got a December game planned.
No, but December's short, and let's be brutally honest, even if we don't end up with a December game at club because it's a short month, you can come over to mine between Christmas and the New Year and we'll do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Warcry.
Yeah, we should.
That would mean that you could actually paint your fucking scions that have sat there unloved for ages and just get paint on them.
Yeah, because I do have the double set, so that I've got all 10. I should probably do that. No new games 2.0. No way, Jose. Fucking 2026 is going to be the year of making up for lost time. I'm definitely buying new games in 2026.
See, I think I might be a good boy. I might still be quite quiet because
Well,
I've got
I'm
shit to
not.
get on with. I've got FSD to print and paint. I've got Epic Warpath to get to the table. I've got the Armada escalation that we've just said about. Do you know what I mean? I've got choices. Again, the only new in inverted commas game will be fucking probably Paul's Silver Bayonet, because we've not got that to the table yet.
Yeah, but that's
Actually,
not
is
new
that
because I've owned it forever. So
well, I don't own stuff for it though, do I? So does it count as new, boys and girls?
not technically, not really. Uh, I probably, do you know what? Having over-egged that, I don't think I'm going to be insane. I will almost certainly, I will certainly get the 10/15mm Japanese project off the ground. And I may very well get into Test of Honor so that I have a 28mm Japanese themed game. It'll either be Test of Honor or Bushido.
I'll tell you, this is the
Bushido
problem
might
you've
be
got.
better. Where going for two sort of historical ones probably doesn't make any sense thinking about it.
This is the problem you have, sir, though, may I point out, because boys and girls at the back of the class, you seem to have forgotten that he bought a new rule system at Partisan, and we're not letting him forget that fact. So he's failed on 2 counts this year, but he has.
I didn't.
He has a 20.
It is not a playable game.
He has
It is
a 20. He has a 28mm TT combat table.
It's a
but
supplement.
He has no 10mm terrain for it, or 15mm terrain.
But I've already been looking at STLs. So
yes, but can you just fucking calm down? It's not even 2026 yet.
I'm just keen. Rune Wars is a board game. Shut up.
Rune Wars is not a board game.
It's a board game.
It's not a board game.
I see the small print. It's definitely a board game.
It's not how this works.
You fucking
You don't get to make the rules up as you go along.
I do.
I've thrown you under the bus. You will accept your fate.
God damn it. Right. So, what's that?
Ooh, chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
But yes, boys and girls, I'm back to painting Fallouts because apparently my internet is slow while I am streaming. It's taken it 40 minutes to download 3 gig, Paul.
I can't believe you risked breaking your camera connection by downloading a 3 gig file. You clown.
Has it broken? Actually, the camera has performed
Yeah,
better
I was gonna say.
under stress this week
So
by throttling the connection. So what we've learnt here is download all of the pornography.
oh shit, yeah, there was the Conflict 47 Japanese as well, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. Can I make an argument for not doing Conflict 47?
Go on, try.
It will be too close to bolt action. And you like games with unique rules. Don't come around these parts and err on the fence.
But as everybody did say, because it's so close to bolt action, you already have half the army. So
okay. I hear you, but I call your bluff.
Shakos says Wings of War at Expo. We played it, so technically it's not new. That is very true. Yeah. Do you know what though? Before I buy into Wings of War, I would want to get more use out of my... Do you know what I'd be more inclined to do? Hit the secondary market and try and scoop up some of the X-Wing assets I missed out on.
Yeah.
Because it's a very similar feel. Night Cheese me. It's a very similar feel to the game. And I already own a load of it. So that would be probably more what I would do if I was to sort of look at that style of game. FFG stole the rules. I'm sure the court case is pending, Shakos. Right. Should we get into the main topic o'clock? So,
this isn't actually going to be a salty one, is it?
Not really.
This is a life lesson for boys and girls at home. And if you watch this and we inspire you to start a club, throw it in the comments below.
Oh, apparently they did steal it. They were going to license it, then they just backed out and then recooked it enough to get through. Oops.
You can't license rule. Why were they going to license it? You can't.
I was going to say, I don't know why you would license a World War... Was it World War II, World War One, World War One game?
World War One, mate.
I mean, fucking none of the assets are IPable. Yeah, so back in fuck knows whenever, I set up the gaming club in Holbeach, Tabletop Titans, and obviously it's now been running for I don't know how many years, mate. How many years?
Over
is it? 10?
Over 10 years,
10
because it's
years?
been 10 years since I came back from uni.
Yeah, I mean it's never been a massive gaming club. I guess at our peak we had what, 25 to 30 members.
Yeah,
max, absolute max, and that's members. You would never get everybody at a club night. Now we've dwindled down to less than 10 regulars.
Yeah,
but I consider we're doing sort of like wargaming. Well, we're doing gaming club on fucking hard mode because we are a tiny little market town in rural Lincolnshire in the fuck end of nowhere.
And may I just add to this 2 pennyth? So anti-GW.
Yeah, that is our big Achilles heel. We have literally nobody at the club who's enthusiastic about doing anything Games Workshop. Just a little bit of a problem.
Somebody wanders in. I play 40k. Good for you. You won't get a game here. Can I suggest you fuck off elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm really into 40k. Fantastic. Just don't expect me to play that with you.
The door is behind you.
Yep, that's not happening, I'm afraid. So what we thought we'd do is we'd talk about all of the things that you have to think about when you're setting up a gaming club. Because obviously a lot of it will come from experience, and we've done a lot in 10 years and had a lot of little experiments. And to be fair,
it's mainly been positive, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely David's hit nail on head. Just down the road, less than 10 miles down the road, there's a club that's got over 60 people in it. Admittedly, the town's probably, 5-6 times larger than Holbeach, at least. So they've got a lot more people to pick to their sort of bucket that they're fishing in is bigger. But they do have they have enough people administering the club to support pretty much everything. Because obviously the one of the things that we found, and this is sort of a cautionary tale up front, there is sort of a critical mass with this sort of thing, where when a club contracts to a certain point, unless people literally are committed to doing it like unpaid work, it sort of like it's a bit of a death spiral, because you literally have to forego what you want to do and do what the club needs you to do, and that starts to become a bit of a problem. And I
Again,
think that's where we are.
if you're having a bad day, suck it up, buttercup. You got to go and lock for people. You got to go take payments and stuff. But we'll come into that in a bit.
It's more about playing games you don't want to play, is the point I'm trying to make, and do things you don't want to do, like organise for other people when actually you just wanted to get a game in, which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the beginning of the process. I'm going to start getting my airbrush stuff ready while we talk about this. So we've broken our story or our idea down into 3 basic phases. So we've got things that are associated with the initial setup of the club. Then we've got the second stage, which is when the club has found its feet, it's got a core membership, and it wants to grow and expand. And then our last sort of slide, or our last section of our conversation, is about when a club is doing well, what are those event or extra special things that you can look to do that are possible when you've got a larger club of highly motivated individuals. Where did that comment go? Did YouTube just eat that? I saw it briefly.
I think YouTube ate that.
Oh no, I think the message was retracted. Forming, storming, norming, perform. I don't get that. Shakos, but that sounds mad. Right, so taking it from the top, the first thing that you're going to need is a venue. And this is probably one of the hardest here in the UK, at least. Because
every man and his dog wants little village halls.
I mean, the thing is, a large proportion of the time for community centres and Crispin, was it about butt plugs? Oh right, okay. So forming, storming, norming, and performing. That's very good, Shakos. I wish we'd asked you before we did this. That's very good. We'll have to see if we can weave that in. So we're definitely informing, I guess.
Yes.
So anyway, we were saying most communal public spaces. I mean, to be fair, the UK at least does have a network of things like church halls, parish halls, council-owned venues, charities, which is what ours is. Ours is a charitable endeavour. The reading rooms here in Holbeach. So we do have a network of this sort of stuff, but to be honest, it's really, really in demand, because particularly outside of the big cities, there aren't commercial places for all sorts of things. So like, bloody choir groups and weight loss groups and reading groups and do you know what I mean? Art classes, drama,
group.
amateur dramatics groups. All of these these sort of like leisure activity organisations are all competing for the same space, and just the cost of everything is in. I mean, the costs for electricity and bills on keeping these venues heated and lit are so high here in the UK. Energy costs are bonkers. I'm sure insurance costs are getting ridiculous as well for a lot of these organisations. But yeah, even if, because again, even if you can find a location, the question then is, when is it free? Because if it's
what availability have you got? Again, if you're running a club at a weekend on a Saturday and Sunday when most people will have some free time to go to it, you're going to be paying more for your room rates because it's the in-demand time. Because not only at weekends do other people want it as well, you've got the families that want a little hall for little Johnny to have his birthday party in with a bouncy castle in the middle of winter.
And wedding receptions and 80th birthdays and anniversary meals. A lot of these places, I mean, particularly weekend slots. I mean, the people who we've asked our venue about Saturdays to have like a mini con with local gaming clubs, and they're like, no, it'll not happen because like it's booked out all year for family parties, wedding receptions, events, whatever. To be fair, it is about 250 yards from the local church, which probably doesn't help because I imagine it's first on everybody's list. But do you know what I mean? It's like,
yes,
shit.
I know entirely what you mean, mate.
Yes, Crispin, it does. We'll come to finances at the bottom here. So yeah, finding a venue can be one of the hardest things. To be fair though, I mean, again, like David was saying, it's like it doesn't help if the only slot that's free is like 2 o'clock on a weekday afternoon. That ain't gonna work for a gaming club, is it?
Not easily.
No.
Not unless your gaming club is in the market of retired people that want to play historicals.
To be fair, Damon, that might be why we've ended up on Monday, because it was just the night that was free. Again, you do get that post weekend drop off, so it's probably easier to grab a venue on a Monday. No, not really, Crispin. Storage space is ridiculously expensive, and to be fair, the amount of places that are getting converted where people just store the bloody consumer driven overflow shit from their houses. You've got people living at home with their parents into their 30s and 40s that buy storage space for all of the stuff that they would put in a house if they could afford to buy one or rent one or move out at all. It's getting crazy, mate. And to be fair, that is another thing that's been a conversation that we've had recently. Our venue, don't get me wrong, I think our venue is very good. They're really well priced. They've been great for us, and they've been really easy to deal with. But we have a cupboard that's about 5 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, mate, or 5 by 3 by 2.
What? That wide, so probably about 3 foot wide,
1.5
foot
deep.
2.5 foot deep. Well, it's about 2.5 foot deep at the top because it's under the stairs. We can't use all of the very bottom of it,
Right.
can we?
Yeah.
And then it's about 5 foot tall because it's just ever so slightly shorter than me.
Yeah. And that's all the storage we've got for everything, unless we all bring it from home. Which, to be fair, when I lived in Holbeach, I used to have a shit ton of stuff in my garage and used to fill my 4x4. But obviously, I don't live there now or have a 4x4 or have a garage. So that's not viable. So yeah, venue. Probably the first thing that you're going to need to tackle before you do anything else. Because the other thing is, you'd say, well, why don't you just game at your house? Well, that's fine, but your club will never be more than just a group of friends. Because are you going to invite strangers or even children into your home? There's a can of worms there before you even start. So you probably need some public accessible space. If you want your club to be a club and not just a circle of friends. I mean, don't get me wrong, we still game at home, don't we, mate? But
Yes, we do.
that is just friends gaming together. And again, it's like adults. You know, I wouldn't, if somebody, if because we do occasionally get some like under 16s at the club. I would
Yes.
never ask one of those young lads, do you want to come round to my house for a game of fucking whatever on Saturday? You just don't. It's not happening.
It's bad enough occasionally to have to offer them a lift home because it's pissing down, or some
Yeah.
again. We have a very open policy. We have parents' phone numbers, etc. And I've had a call come in before of cars broken down on the way to
Exactly, David. Exactly. Sorry, mate.
Car's broken down on the way to get him. Would you mind running him over to the next village because that's where he lives and it's currently pissing him down because his dad won't get home till gone 11 o'clock at night? Yeah, no, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? That is as far as I will go with it. Do you know what I mean? Like Paul says, you do not ever invite. And again, there's sort of two approaches to this as a club of because Spalding has the no under 16s approach at all, full stop.
Does it?
Yes. It is an adults only club, whereas because of you and other David, not that he comes that often now.
Well, also G was CRB checked. So because I have a healthcare background, I have a criminal record check certificate. So again, we're quite confident when people approach us, and if we want teenagers at the club, I can say to parents, I'm criminal, I'm CRB checked. I can assure you, they'll be in a safe space and they'll be supervised appropriately. There are limits. Again, we treat people fairly. We don't want to be used as free childcare, or cheap childcare. So as long as the child is like a teenager and can manage and sort themselves out to a large degree, absolutely cool. But what we're not in for is people leaving little Johnny who's 10 and we have to basically fucking look after him for 4 hours. That's like, no, you either stay with him or no, you've misunderstood. So that can be a tricky one. Which brings us talking about we've already covered some of this. We've talked about insurance. Obviously, your venue might cover your insurance for public liability. Obviously, just like the USA, if somebody traps their finger in a door here, they'll be suing you. If they slip over on the way in through the door, they'll be suing you because they broke their collarbone on the fucking door frame. Do you know what I mean? Everybody needs you need public liability to breathe in this country. If you're lucky, your venue will have it. If you're not, you might have to get it yourself. To be fair, a lot of the insurance companies will do just generic public liability insurance for clubs and societies here in the UK for not a massive amount of annual premium. Because obviously it's one of those insurances, it's rarely claimed on. When it is, it tends to be expensive, but it's rarely claimed on. And everybody has to have some form of it, don't they, mate?
Yes, definitely.
We've also got the fucking bugbear of general data protection here in the EU. So if you're keeping membership records of your club members, think about what you're keeping. If you're keeping
Again,
names, addresses, contact details.
yeah, we have a policy. It's name, postcode, because we don't care about addresses, and an emergency contact number and name. So if something happens or should something happen, we've got a way of doing something and assisting you and getting you a family member, a friend, whatever, to aid in the situation at the time. And that sort of brings us on to the next state. Again, first aid training in the UK, similarly to what Paul's just said on public liability insurance, it's huge. You have to open yourself up for it. But again, just having a basic first aid kit to hand should something happen, and letting the
To be
person
honest,
that
mate,
is injured themselves do it.
You're better off not having one, because the problem with first aid kits is once you offer a first aid kit, you're admitting you're sort of like opening yourself up for liability because you've proffered first aid. The thing is like, again, it's one of those issues that does not arise for our club because of circumstance, because I am healthcare trained. So like, it is my day job.
Yeah.
So if somebody, it's like when G collapsed at the club, like, I knew we had to call him an ambulance, so it's like we did, and obviously I'm confident in that sort of decision making. But again, I'm afraid for a lot of this stuff we don't have easy answers, but you need to think about it. You need to find out what's expected of you from the person you're paying to let the space from. That is something else that will vary
Yes.
hugely, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Financial matters. So again, this comes.
Something.
Go
Well,
on, mate.
again, this is something we for a while we've had finances in the background, but number 2 on this list we've only recently got done in the past 18 months on financial matters.
This is something that's very difficult to do in the UK. Do not underestimate the amount of time it takes to set up banking arrangements for a club. Okay, some sort of non-profit organisation. Given the fact that there aren't high street banks anymore, this stuff is a fucking twat. It's doable,
pain in the ass,
but it's not easy.
No.
Shakos, sounds. You say it sounds mega complicated compared to your club. What's your club's arrangement? Where is your club space? What is your sort of dynamic? Do you have? Is it all cash? Who handles that, etc.? Just share a few more detailed comments. Okay. So yours is a space within a commercial space. Right, got you. So there'll be essentially that's a pretty good way of doing it. To be fair, Boston Gaming Club is very similar to that. It's just a room to one side of the main bar in a working men's club. And I think theirs is basically the same arrangement. Obviously, they do have issues with minors there, again, because effectively it's a bar. But plus 350 for your Guinness. Sounds awesome, mate. Awesome. Again, if you can get a room in a pub, brilliant idea. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's a massive problem, Damon. And again, it because for years, actually, it's like David said, we've only just done it. We basically ran off a cash tin, and we just had loads of cash. Like everything was done in cash. But the problem with that is paying for the whole fees is a pain, because that meant
because
somebody
they
at the
want a
club
bank
had to pay
transfer.
for it. Then they had to be given the cash from the club, and it's like, it's just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. Um, yeah. Again, there is more than one way to do this. Some clubs can be more informal than others, and I would recommend stay as informal as possible for as long as you can, because once you start going down the route of club
Charitable
officers,
bank accounts,
bank
club
accounts,
officers.
that sort of thing, everything becomes more difficult. So just try to muddle through as much as you can. But obviously, most clubs, when they get to be big or successful, or certainly endure for long enough, need to think about this sort of stuff. Payment handling. This is actually something that's quite easy to do now, mate, isn't it? With the rise
Yeah,
of these
so
little
for the
card
low
readers.
cost of a sum up card reader, which I think costs you about 20 quid, they take a couple of percent for every transaction you take. So we charge a fiver for members. We get, I want to say it's like £4.96 back. That goes towards the room fees, gets paid into the bank account, etc. It means that we don't have. Yeah, you can take it on your phone now with certain card readers as
Yeah,
well.
that's
Shakos is
true.
paying. Again, the advent of it's absolutely amazing because, unfortunately, since the rise of the Great Plague, nowhere seems to take cash anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and to be fair, when we did run on cash, yeah, well, you've got to remember, Shakos, we've got a very low club count at the minute. And we ultimately, when you've only got 3 or 4 people coming on a club night, we've still got to pay the bloody room fee, which, split 4 ways is um, you know, I don't know how much Spalding is.
Pass off the top of my head, I don't know. Where's Rich or Alex when you need them?
Yeah.
Again, memberships. So
Oh, okay, mate.
we discount for members, so you get £1 off per
Yeah.
week.
Again, this is
It's a
something that you can do. Every club will do differently. I think Spalding. I don't think Spalding have any alternative, do they? If you come to the club, you have to set up a regular payment. You have to set up not a direct debit, a standing order, and I don't think
yeah.
they will accept anything else. You have to set up a standing order with them for your room, before your money every week or whatever, and it's the only way that they will allow it. I don't think they've got ad hoc or informal attendance arrangements particularly. Um, we've got our system is you pay a fee each week. If you pay a one-off annual subscription just to give the club a bit of a lump sum once a year, then you get a discount every week, and it helps us to generate that money to buy some of the things we'll talk about on the next slide, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, and the other nice thing with the memberships, I will say this, is it allows for that last thing on the list, that's profitability in inverted commas. So nobody in theory should be trying to run a club to make cash and make
No,
business.
yes. Profitability
But
isn't what I meant in that sense. Profitability
no, I
basically
know
just means, do you have enough money to
covering
break even? Because if you
yeah,
don't, you are fucked.
cover your room hire, have a little bit left over so that a couple of times a year you can have a little splurge, buy some things that we'll talk about in a bit. Or again, if you have a fallow week and your room hire is costing you 25 quid a week or whatever it is, and you have 2 people turn up and you only take a tenner, you're 15 quid down.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That
need
is another reason why it's good to have a bit of a reserve. Because again, bank holidays, we're a club night on a Monday. Bank holidays are often a stinger for us, aren't they, mate? Often we will just
yes.
not make break even point. That's the problem, Damon, with the rising costs of everything. I mean, back in the day, our club used to be what, £3 a week, £5 for non-members, but we had to
Yes.
increase it because it's just everything gets more expensive. To be fair, our venue were brilliant. They didn't increase the prices to us for like 3 or 4 years.
I think in the over 10 years we've been running the club, we've had two
Two price
price hikes.
rises. I mean, our hosts, being a charitable organisation, are incredibly generous, and our venue is very good. We have tables provided, and tons of
Chairs,
space. As
tea
I
and
say,
coffee making
storage is the only thing we
facilities.
could need more of. So you've got your club established, whether that's 4 or 5 of you. You found somewhere to meet up that's easy for you to accept new people. Strangers can just wander in. You can start to grow your circle of gaming with new members. Then we'll talk about the growth stage. So this is where the formal versus informal thing comes in. So growth is when you start out, all clubs will probably start the same way. It'll be 3 or 4 people that are basically just mates already. They're playing at each other's homes or some sort of place, and they think, do you know what? We should play in somewhere where we can invite new people, or we can expose ourselves to new blood.
Yeah.
And that is all going to be very informal at the beginning, and then obviously if you reach the heights of 60, 100 members or whatever Spalding is now, you're going to get more and more and more and more structured as you go. But apart from the organisation, which we've already touched on, there is the how do you get new people in? And the thing is, people need to know that you're there, don't they, mate?
Yes.
So this is just the kind of stuff that we use. Every hobby or club interest does the same thing. You need to think about your social media. So does the group have a Facebook group? Does it have a Discord server? Those two work really well together. Discord has the advantages that you can subdivide the content. Stuff is
You can
easily
search
findable.
easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
And
find
again,
things. You can
Discord
share
takes
documents, share things.
Discord takes document sharing and link sharing a whole lot nicer than Facebook
Yeah,
does.
Facebook can do it, but it is shit. However, the massive drawback of Discord is that it's entirely private and closed. So
You need an invite to get onto this
yes,
server. Oh, how do you know we exist? You fucking don't. Ride or
yes.
die, motherfucker.
So although we are big Discord users, we still maintain, and admittedly this is one of the weaknesses of our club, we don't maintain it enough, but we still have a Facebook group. So
Yes.
the Facebook group for us is the public window. So people can find the fact that there is a gaming club on Facebook. They can see pictures of the games that we've played. They can see table shots. The problem is, and this is the warning that comes from experience, prioritize your public facing social media and make sure it is updated every week, at least every week. This is where Spalding absolutely excels.
Yeah,
I think Martin, who's the guy
yeah.
who runs Spalding, he posts on there almost every fucking day. So when people visit it,
And
there's no doubt this club is active.
And similarly, Martin, with it, is more formal in its organisation because he's asking on a Sunday what tables do people need for a Wednesday. Some of the formality of your club may come down to the size of your club because people can't be trusted to organise games and actually have numbers safe for the venue available. Because
Yeah.
again, you may run into capacity limits with some of these spaces.
That's very true. That is very true. You might be a victim of your own success. And I mean, again, one of the greatest tips I've seen recently from Spalding's Facebook group is, have you seen how Martin, literally as soon as somebody joins the club or comes new, he gives them a shout out? I mean, it's literally
Yeah.
just welcome new member and their name. And it's, in a way, it's quite throwaway, but it
Yes.
just, A, it recognises the new member, and B, it just generates activity. So that somebody comes to the group and is like, oh, this is still active. People are still doing shit here. One of the issues we had once we started our Discord server, it sort of killed all the activity on the Facebook group, which was a bit of an unintended consequence, wasn't it, mate?
Yes, it was.
Oh, apparently you can automate that, Shakos says. Do you want to be our social media manager, Shakos?
I know you're in Sheffield or wherever it is up north, but there's always space down here. Similarly, though, if you've got local model shops or places that people buy models, we've said it several times. We've spoken regarding Boys. So Boys is a little sort of non-de-plume bits and pieces shopping in Holbeach itself. We've had conversations with multiple people behind the till that yes, there is a wargaming club in Holbeach and it runs on a Monday and it runs at these times. We've never quite got to the put a poster up level, but we have at least bent the ear of those the retailers. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this comes under two things, but basically it comes into one we'll talk about later. But initially, when we've still got advertising written there, don't get the wrong impression. We're not talking about taking out paid for Facebook ads or that sort of bollocks. Advertising doesn't necessarily need to cost you anything, particularly here in the UK. Have you put a poster up in your venue? Bearing in mind there might be 50 different clubs running from it. There might be people coming
Or
and
again,
going.
even the dad's dropping off a kid for a drama class.
Or a music lesson, or choir practice, or insert communal activity here. A martial arts class.
Sees a poster for it and he's like, oh, I'll give that a try.
Yeah. Again, if you're in a town, and again, this is even more important if you're in a small town, just go round the independent businesses. You'll probably find the big stores like the supermarkets and that. They've got rules where we can't display that, blah, 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 because it's all corporate bollocks. But if there's a little tea shop, if there's somebody, an independent who owns a clothes shop, and it doesn't matter if it's relevant. Do you know what I mean? With these smaller communities, everybody tends to pull together. All they can do is politely say, no, I don't have room. But they might put a poster up for you. There might even be a parish notice board in the centre of your village, behind glass. Contact the local parish council. Find out who's responsible for putting stuff inside it. see if you can email them something that they can print off or send them a laminated poster. As I say, advertising doesn't need to cost you money, but it's really important to do because awareness is key. If nobody knows you're there, you could have a busy Games Workshop store in your town, and nobody will come to your club if they don't know it's there. They'll just play at the shop or play at home. Yeah. And
Yeah.
something that's become, I don't know, it's something I've experimented with, and we've never had a massive. It's never been massive for us, but we're a tiny little town in the shit end of nowhere. If you're in one of the big cities, particularly here in the UK, I'm speaking for, but I'm sure this is true everywhere else in the world, in the West at least. Companies like Mantic, organisations like on Tabletop, they have online databases where you can put your club details and people can look for gaming clubs. There are apps that you can download. Uncle Atom, I think, set one up. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's more North American. I don't think there's a lot of
Yeah.
European engagement with it. But look at these online network resources and see, like, what is your favourite game? Do they do a find, I don't know if Corvus Belly do one, find your local Infinity game or whatever. If there is, get your club on it. And then that brings us to assets, mate. So
Yeah.
do you want to go through that?
So when you initially start out with your club, you probably got some training bits and pieces at home when you've been playing with your lads that you've had on round on a Saturday night drinking beer and playing games. So you've probably got some terrain and packing it up in totes and bringing it in. If your venue's got storage space, you can then start leaving them there. As you get more games, different games, you're probably going to want some different terrain because you might only have a table's worth, but you've got 2 or 3 tables worth of games going on. So
Tablets
you need to invest.
should read tables for everybody at home who's going, what the fuck is he meaning by tablets? That's a typo.
So
I do apologise. Carry on.
Investing in terrain. We have banged on time and time and time again on this channel about modular terrain, about scale agnostic terrain, about just generic terrain.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bit, how do we put it, beige, because it doesn't necessarily fully integrate with the game.
Yeah.
But because it's generic, you can use it for the 4, 5, 6 different games that might be going on in your club each week. Because
free iPads for members. Shut up, Shaq.
You can play a sci-fi game fighting over a fucking jungle swamp terrain set. You can fight it over a desert terrain set. You can fight it over a snowy landscape terrain set. You can fight it over city fight terrain set.
Yeah.
That's just listing the sort of few that we have at club as modular, and then you can start picking up little scattery pieces for your city fight terrain set, like chain link fences and barricades.
Yeah.
But if you do them in a decent palette and they're just freestanding, they've got no basing on them, you can then use them again similarly across other games. So
I mean, again, Shakos says to be honest, we could do an entire video about how to choose terrain for a club versus how to choose terrain for your home game. But essentially it boils down to the kind of things David's just been talking about, which is do not go for anything super specialist. Okay, if it'll only look right in one particular setting. I mean, a good example might be cute little cottages for like a burrow that might look fantastic for burrows and badgers, but they're going to look shit for pretty much any other 28
You
millimeter
might
fantasy
you
game.
might be able to shoehorn one in as a scatter piece at the edge of
Yeah.
a rank
Yeah.
and flank battlefield, but that will be it,
So
boys and girls.
don't buy things that are going to get broken or cracked, or so don't start making fucking flexible rivers out
Roads.
of fucking that are going to just get folded and broken. Because the other thing is, and this is no shade, but it's just absolute human nature, nobody treats communal terrain like they treat their own stuff. Okay? You need stuff that's going to just tolerate being tossed carelessly into a box. So little spindly gantries might look fantastic. In 6 months, you'll basically have MDF matchwood.
Also,
Okay?
as I've just mentioned, scale.
Yes.
If your club is playing a lot of Star Wars Shatterpoint and what's the fucking other one? Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yep.
That's 40mm terrain, invest in some 40mm terrain, but only if it is being played regularly.
If
Most
everybody at
games are
your club
20
plays
to
28
32
mil, don't buy 80 quid's worth of 15 mil European buildings. It won't get used. Having said that, I think there's a reason we've put terrain at the top of the list here. Terrain is the thing I would always recommend a club invest in.
Yes.
In terms of material assets further down the list, the next one, I personally, this did not work and does not work for our club, because everybody who comes to our club generally has what they want to play with. Okay, so we invested in some 2-player starter sets for Malifaux. Help me out here, mate. Infinity, Bolt Action,
Blood Bowl,
X-Wing, Blood
Guild
Bowl.
Ball, X-Wing.
They rarely get used. Okay, we thought if somebody comes in and doesn't have an idea, we'll be able to show them. The reality of it is, by the time somebody's thought of wargaming or tabletop gaming, they're not completely unexposed. They've probably made a purchase, they've had an experience, they know what they're looking for. So I don't think these were a good investment for our club. Doesn't mean it's going to be the same for yours, but
the best investment we probably had in board games and starter sets was the Blood Bowl one.
Yeah, and that's because the pitch is handy.
Because of the pitch and the dice.
But essentially, that's just a terrain thing, isn't it? People just want the pitch. So again, just buy a Blood Bowl pitch or a Blood Bowl mat from a company like Deep Cut Studio or whatever. Again, tables are spelt wrongly, but they're on this list. We're really lucky. Our venue has 2 foot by 4 foot trestle tables that we can put together, and we don't need to worry about it. Actually, no, they're 6 by 2. 6 by 2, yeah. Yeah, they're 6 by 2. So we can just put 2, and we've got a 6 by 4. Bang, job's done. If your venue doesn't provide tables, you will need to buy them, and obviously they are going to be a priority. Tables have to go to the top of the list, because if there's nothing for people to play on, you're going to struggle like fuck.
I'll tell you what we haven't put on the list that should be on the list.
Yep.
Mats and gaming surfaces.
Yeah, that is true. Although it's part of terrain, you need to think about it.
But it does need an honourable mention here.
And
because again,
it's
if you've
right
got
up
very
there,
little
top priority in it.
Yeah, and if you've got very little storage space, may I civilly suggest you go to Deep Cut and get the fabric mats rather than the neoprenes, because they take up less storage space.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned them on the stream before, but Deep Cut do their printed mats as a non-neoprene backed raw fabric print, so you can buy Snow. You can buy all of their prints. They're washable, machine washable. They fold down literally to like the size of an A4 sheet of paper. So you can store loads of the fucking things in a box. A lot of the historical guys use simple plain coloured fleece without textures on. So again,
it's a similar style to what we've just mentioned.
yeah, it depends on what your wargaming club is into, but again, it's an option. You can get ones that are more like textured with fur, or you can get just plain fabric. You get all sorts of options. Another thing to think about is people don't always necessarily want to come to club to play, or they might want to arrange a game and then their opponent bows out, lets them down. Although people will often bring models and paints, they might be grateful if you've got some good quality hobby lamps that you can stick out on a table. That I know has been something that's worked well for us, hasn't it, mate?
Yes, it has. And again, seems stupid, but it also allows us to take decent photographs of stuff for things like painting competition.
Yeah.
Because we get them out for that.
Yeah. The other type of asset that your club will need as it gets bigger is what I talked about earlier. The problem is, as your club gets bigger and more successful, you're going to need to have people who step up and say, I'm just going to help organise what's going on. Like, are we posting to social media regularly enough? Are we putting photos out every time we have a game night? Are we
advertising ourselves
properly? Are we advertising ourselves? What's happening with the money? Are we in the black? How much cash do we have? Is the membership fee covering our expenses? Etc., etc. The other thing is, you need, as your club gets bigger, you're going to need what we call advocates and what Uncle Atom calls gaming advocates. These are the people who, when somebody comes to your club and says, I've seen this game Infinity and I sort of like the look of it, but I don't know what I'm doing, that you can go, you need to speak to Bob. Yeah? Because Bob is the Infinity man. New players go to Bob because he's got models, he knows the rules, he'll take you through it, arrange your first games. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's something I think that's really important.
Well, again, prime example was me on Monday night. I am the advocate for Armada, so I introduce people to Armada. Me and Paul, because of our gadfly nature, tend to have that. The only downside
is we don't have any GW advocates. That's our problem.
And secondly, we are organised and we have our playtime set up. So if somebody new walks through the door that night, it's like, yeah, I can show you it, but actually I can't show you it for 3.5, 4 weeks because I'm booked up for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. And again, this is what I said about this is the real tension when you're running a gaming club, particularly if you're one of these club officers or organisers. You need to, it starts to eat into your time, because it's like David said, if you're fully booked playing games with everybody and that new guy turns up, who's playing a game with him? Who's welcoming him in and keeping him entertained and introducing him to the hobby? If you're busy like everybody else, they bounce off. And this is the problem with smaller clubs, because there aren't the spare people to do that job, for want of a better phrase. We've only got a few minutes left, but to be fair, the last one is a quick one, because these are the big things that you think about when your club is super successful, like Spalding. This must be the kind of stuff that Spalding is thinking about more. So,
yeah,
inter-club relationships. who are your nearest clubs? Can you arrange events where you get together and meet up with them? Maybe a tournament, club v club, a campaign, club v club. Is your club big enough, and do you have committed enough members to take on a table at a gaming show? Because you know you've made it when you're doing that shit. Peterborough is our nearest. I mean,
Well,
Peterborough
Hereward.
set up an entire fucking show their own, didn't they, mate?
Yeah, again, Dicini in Norwich is run by Aftermath Gaming Club out of Norwich.
Yeah.
And they again partner up with Athena to help run that show, etc.
Yeah.
So again, you've got that kind of aspect. I've mentioned it briefly. We use our painting competition as a motivation tool to get stuff going for everyone. If you can set up little events and bits and pieces like that, happy days, wonderful. Because historically, for membership, we did used to do dog tags for the year.
Yeah.
We did used to cut stick vinyl onto a dog tag for the year. That was your membership for the year. And as we did some painting competitions, etc., as well, you collected those dog tags.
Yeah, we had dog tags for prizes for tournaments and all sorts, didn't we?
Was a really, really cool system, but on the other hand, was actually a drawback in time going into it and in an investment in those assets to do stuff with.
Yeah. Talking about local retailer relations doesn't necessarily always need to be a massive club. Butte, on the island of Butte, the gaming club, there was only one place to buy Games Workshop product on Butte, a little bookstore that had like a franchise. And they had a system where you had the 10% off if you had a membership card from the gaming club. So even if you live in a little country village, if you've got somebody with a GW franchise, approach them. You might be able to get 5% or 10% off for your members. It's worth thinking about. And another massive one is social and non-gaming events. So one of the great ways to encourage club involvement can be to arrange pub nights or meals out. We've been on meals out with our club, haven't we, mate? We used to go down to McDonald's after club.
We used to do as well. I think it was typically like in the run up to Christmas before we started going to the pub. In the run up to Christmas, we would just order a shit ton of pizzas in of the club for that particular last night of the year kind of thing. Because again, we unfortunately have to shut between Christmas and the New Year because A, the space isn't available, but B, there'd only be like 3 of us turn up.
Yeah.
Because it's that time of year that
family comes first for most people, which is fair enough. Is that your printer beeping?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's fine. Just checking. So yeah,
it's not the smoke alarm.
That was a bit of a rush through, but we hope it was useful. To be honest, we knew as soon as we started talking about this last night, we're going to think this will easily fill an hour and probably more. I mean, we've really rushed through the last section, but I think we've covered. The thing is, the last section is like it sorts itself out because by the time you get to worrying about this sort of shit, your club's already rocking. It's storming, as to
be fair,
Shakos put it.
We've been running 10 years. We have only sort of in the past 2 started contemplating extra events of a weekend and inviting other clubs, etc.
Yeah.
It's only the last 2 years that we've done the pub nights, etc. Isn't it? That we've done in the run up to Christmas.
Fair enough, Shakos.
Up to that, we've been in that growing and development stage we now have a cupboard full of terrain, and we're looking at thinning some bits and pieces, moving some bits and pieces around, making some space to have another growth phase.
Yeah.
And as part of that growth phase, we'll do some established stuff. And again, our local model shop, unfortunately, is the next town over in Spalding. It already has a relationship with the Spalding Club.
Yeah.
We don't want to step on toes there.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I say, one of the things about our club is we've sort of been doing it on fucking hard mode because, I mean, people have to commit to traveling considerable distances to get to us.
But it's like technically Spalding's a closer club to you than it is Holbeach, isn't it?
It is. I mean, and you know, when you think over the life of our club, we had people coming from Crowland, which is a fucking long haul.
Bosdyke, which is over towards Boston.
Yeah. People are coming a long way to get to us. And it makes it difficult. But obviously you just keep plugging away. Anyway, I think we'd better finish it. Let's go back here. So, thank you very much for the last couple of hours. Thank you very much to our co-stars over in the chat. We hope that was a bit of a monologue-y lecture one. There wasn't a lot of chat interaction or messing about there, but hopefully the topic wasn't too dry and officious, and hopefully it was useful, because that's
Test will be occurring next week though in the new segment.
Sorry.
Test will be occurring next week in the new segment, and it will not be multiple choice. So study.
Yeah, there will be a test. So yeah, if you can only find time to do one thing tonight, please click the like button on tonight's video. If you want to do the other YouTube shenanigans, share, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, then do that by all means. It's your YouTube, do with it as you will, and every piece of interaction is gratefully received. With that, I need to go and use the facilities and finish my pipe. And I guess we're out of here, and we'll see you next week for maybe a Halloween spooky special, although I don't really know what we're going to do yet.
I've got to go wash my walrus.
Ooh!
Night, guys.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Spam is getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paul is tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Meat is on day release. Tensile tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. day release. Damn Chef tries not to crease, but Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Kismet is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease, and Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.